everybody? Welcome back to Coastal Countdown and Mr. Cincinnati, one half of the Wrestling Junkies. And as always, I am joined by the podcast dad himself, Choops. What is going on, my friend?
Hi, Hakeem. That's all I got to say. Hi, Hakeem. We're going to talk about you in a minute. But no, I'm doing well. How are you?
Actually, I'm pretty good for a lot of the same reasons here. But thank you so much for joining us tonight. Welcome to the official pre-show of all things Coastal Empire Wrestling. This weekend, we have Talk is Cheap coming up from the VFW Post 660 in Savannah, Georgia. $3 Wells, $3 Miller Lights, $20 tickets front row. Where else are you getting a $20 front row ticket in the wrestling industry, bud?
Where are you getting a $20 front row ticket to anything? That's the real question. And you're going to get it to an all-star show. So go get your tickets.
Yeah, seriously, this card is unmatched. We have been working with CEW for a couple of months now, and I mean, each show gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and this one is no different. There's a lot to break down here, but before we get into the matches, as always, do us a huge favor. Make sure you're following the Wrestling Junkies podcast on X at Junkies Pod. Like us on Facebook. Follow us on Instagram at Wrestling Junkies Pod. Again, we're one of the best podcasts in the game going right now. I don't care what anybody else says. We include, especially what Hakeem says, but yeah, we're pretty damn good at what we do.
Nobody cares what Hakeem says. Come on, you got to win gold to care what you get. What would you say? So,
you know, his words were starting to hurt us there for a little while. He called us marks. He called us some not so very nice things. But one thing that we can't call him right now is champion.
I was gonna say there's at least one thing that all three of us have in common.
None of us have gold.
We don't have a title.
I mean, well, we have titles. I mean, you and I have titles. Like in the strict literal legal sense, we have titles.
Yes.
Hakeem does not.
Here comes the lawyer. Lawyering it up.
I'm just saying. I guess one more plug before we get into our matches here. Our official post show after the Empire is available on our YouTube channel right now. We did break down Legends of the Low Country, and a lot of the fallout from last month's show is trickling into the show coming up this weekend, and we're going to get into all of it right here. And we might as well start with Hakeem. We might as well. It's just, yeah. You got the Coastal Chaos Championship. Hakeem Young going up against the Flying Fro, Michael Walker. This summer, Hakeem Young has made life hell for Michael Walker, Rob Killjoy, the CEW roster as a whole. He said, I'm destruction, I'm devastation, I'm chaos. He set his sights on the Coastal Chaos Championship. He set up his opportunity to take this title on a silver platter. Time limit draw.
Yeah, and I think that's exactly why I'm picking Michael Walker to win this match. Michael Walker is now, I wouldn't say 100% healthy, but he's definitely healthier than he was going into the last match. And Hakeem, you couldn't even beat a one-legged Michael Walker. What makes you think you can beat a 1.5-legged Michael Walker? I don't think you can. The best that we've seen is a tie, and that's the best that I think you can do at this moment. Give me Michael Walker.
Yeah, I mean, this is a tough one here because as much as I don't care for some of the things that Hakeem has said about us and what we do as podcasters, not journalists, get it right. I don't know. No. I think I'm going to give Hakeem the benefit of the doubt here. I know. I don't want to. But we got to think logically here.
And that's why on the last preview show, I did think logically. Michael Walker had one leg. He's got two now. Hakeem, you're not going to win.
The thing is, Hakeem, and we know him well enough to know that he's not going to miss twice, I don't think. Okay. That's just kind of where my head's at, is that he's not going to miss this time, I don't think. I don't necessarily want to see him walk out with this title, but logically, I think the fact that this goes to a time limit draw, he doesn't get those few extra minutes at the end of at the end of the match at Legends of Low Country that he wanted. I mean, who knows what the hell he's going to do this time?
All right. Hey, you are entitled to your opinion. And when you are wrong, and when Hakeem loses again, Hakeem, you can come on the show and you can agree with Mr. Cincinnati on everything you just said, but you're still a loser.
Well, you heard it here from us first. Predictions, once again, we are split. Hakeem Young,
of course,
And the flying, what it's okay. I mean, it's fine. That's what makes this dynamic so great.
It does. It does.
In tag team action, we've got the Route taking on.
So you don't have to say
Simon
his name.
Sermon.
You don't have to say his name.
Opponent. Yeah, we do. That's kind of our job. So
no,
I mean,
I'm not even gonna say his name. The Route gets a shot at the tag team turmoil champions. How about that?
So I don't get this. So he that you don't want to name and his boy Chip Schuyler are the tag team champions. However, there will be a mystery partner filling in for Chip Schuyler.
They have too much power, and I don't understand how they have the power. Chip, get out there and defend your title. How about that? How about you be the mystery partner? Get out there and defend your title.
I'll give you $5 if you just show up and give us proof of life.
I want the Route to win, so I'm going to pick the Route to win. I don't care who the mystery partner is. Give me the Route.
No,
because this needs to end now. I'm tired of it.
Yeah, seriously, enough is enough.
I'm trying to be unbiased because that's our job, but man, you guys came on our show, pissed all over us.
Yeah,
I don't like you anymore.
Even Hakeem was nicer. Damn.
Well,
barely.
Well, Hakeem didn't go after us online because I don't think Simon knows how to use a phone. So
can't argue with that.
Got me all fired up. Thank you for that.
You said what we do here. You know what? Whatever. Okay.
He's unlike Joe Henry. When I say his name, I don't want him to appear. I want him to go away.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Sorry.
Give me the Route. I think we're both in agreement on this. We don't want to see these guys win. We want to see them lose this gold. We want to see them lose their power. We just want to see this. I don't really want to call it an empire. Let's call it a house of cards.
I want to see it fall quickly. How about that?
Yeah. Couldn't agree more. So, in addition to this match, this is a fun one. This got some serious implications for the CEW heavyweight title. Hunter James, Tyler Shoop going one-on-one in singles action. This is one that, again, CEW heavyweight championship implications. Whoever wins this is probably going to be in line for a title shot at the winner of the main event coming up this weekend. This is one of those matches that's built on really who works harder to prepare for this crazy little world of professional wrestling. This started when Tyler Shoop comments on his match after doing wind sprints and training and very clearly, getting ready for what's next at CEW and beyond. And Hunter James believes that he outclasses, basically out everything's Tyler Shoop. And I had the opportunity to sit down with Tyler ahead of this match to get his thoughts on the build and the promo. And we're going to play that for you right now. Take a look. Ladies and gentlemen, join us tonight is a man who's ready to silence the critics and prove that he is more than just a collegiate athlete. He has been training harder than ever for his match at Talk is Cheap against Hunter James. He's got his eyes set on a future shot at the CEW Heavyweight Championship. Despite Hunter's attempts to question his passion and preparation, Tyler Shoop is here to show that he's not only ready, but he's destined to be one of the top stars in Coastal Empire Wrestling. So without further ado, please welcome Tyler Shoop. Tyler, what's going on, man? How are you?
I'm doing great right now. I appreciate you having me on here. I am more than ready for this Saturday night Talk is Cheap. Savannah, Georgia, making the trip down to face Hunter James. Making my return after I'm 0-1 at CEW right now. I don't know if you saw the footage from the last time I faced Chad Skywalker. And you know how he wears those wide receiver gloves or whatever. I don't know why he needs wide receiver gloves in a wrestling match. I noticed early on the glove when there's something in it. I mean, it felt a little heavy. When he grabbed me for a headlock early in the match. And I was trying to let the ref know all match. I think there's something in that glove. And then, out of nowhere, bonked in the top of my head, nearly unconscious. Jeez. When I finally can get my wits about me, kicks me in the face with the reboot. And I wasn't ready because he cheated. So I'm prepared for anything like that for Hunter to pull out this Saturday night. So we'll see.
Yeah. Let's talk about this a little bit again. 0-1 at CW right now, and it seems like the referees were technically, excuse me. But there seems to be some issues with the officiating at CW as of late, and that seems to be a theme or a trend going into Talk is Cheap this weekend. take us through what you have done. Have you talked to management about, the officiating situation? Tell me kind of where your head's at,
I mean,
from the officiating standpoint going into this.
I'm not really the kind of guy to make excuses for a loss. So I'm not gonna waste my time, waste my energy talking to management about getting new reps in there. I'm just gonna control what I can control, and that's training harder, preparing each and every day for Hunter James, who's been running his mouth for no apparent reason. When he's an example of someone who makes excuses every time he loses. So I'm more than prepared. I've been training hard. I don't treat Hunter James I think he's a phenomenal athlete. He is a superstar. And this is one of those matches that I think, like, down the road, like 10, 15, 20 years from now, like, they're going to look back and be like, wow, those guys, you remember when those two stars wrestled in Savannah, Georgia on Coastal Empire Wrestling? I think that this is going to be one of those matchups. But then at the end of that conversation, they can be like, yeah, remember when Shoop kicked his ass? So
Hey, I love the confidence. I mean, Hunter's been very, very vocal about your preparation and your dedication leading up to this match. This all sparked with a promo you had just done 100 wind sprints, and he questioned the veracity of your claim that you did 100 wind sprints. I mean, how would you respond to the questioning of your preparation for a match?
I'm not gonna waste any. Like, who's gonna sit there and watch me do 100 wind sprints? Like, yes, someone might learn something. Yes, every time I work out, you can learn something. Anytime I step in the ring, someone else has the potential to learn something. But I'm not gonna waste someone's time putting 100 sprints on the internet for people to watch. Like, no, I said, hey, here's my last one. My training partner Ramalacha, he plays basketball around here. He's a wrestler as well. He was filming. I said, hey, here's my last one. I might as well knock this out now. I got some stuff to get off my chest for Hunter James, and talk is cheap at the end of the month. Let me knock it out right now. So I just did that. It's as simple as that. I'm not trying to show off my workouts. He said, I don't need to get on the internet and post every time I work out. Like, I take my shirt off, I take my jacket off in the ring. It's pretty clear I work out pretty hard. So I don't need to be one of those guys to post every day I'm at the gym or training hard or whatever.
Yeah, no, it makes sense. I mean, it's not only has he questioned, your preparation, your dedication, he's questioned your passion for professional wrestling, suggesting that your focus may not be on
the one
CEW.
that really got me, and that bothered me a lot, because he thinks that I'm some sort of failed athlete that just is now football didn't work out, I'm coming to wrestling. Like, no, Hunter James clearly doesn't know me. People who knew me, my teammates I played at Penn State University. I played football at Penn State, Division I wide receiver. My roommates, the guys that knew me tight, they knew that I wanted to be. My mind wasn't always locked in on playing football. My mind actually back then wasn't even focused on training harder. Like, my mind was on, how am I going to get to the WWE? How am I going to get into the professional wrestling world? That was all I cared about. I was watching pay-per-views on Sunday night in my dorm room, not the Sunday night football like my teammates. Wrestling is where I wanted to be. So that's where Hunter, I think, needs to do a little bit more research. Maybe he wrestled in North Carolina. That's awesome. But if he doesn't think that wrestling is 100% what I'm passionate about, Shoop didn't always train harder. Like, this mindset, this switch in my routine all came because I found out that this was realistic. Me making it to the top of the professional wrestling world is realistic. So that's when this mindset shifted, and Hunter James is aware of that. If he thinks I'm just some athlete that just fell into professional wrestling because football didn't work out, like, no, I've been studying this sport since I've been a kid, and it's been football. I played Division I at a very high level. I think of my wrestling a lot higher than I think of my football career. So,
and you've already pointed it out. You both have collegiate athletic backgrounds. D1 wide receiver, Hunter wrestled for UNC.
UNC. Real quick, I don't know if you keep up with college wrestling. Penn State's a better wrestling school than UNC, right?
You tell me.
They are. Penn State is number one in the country in wrestling, and I'm the best wrestler to come out of Penn State. So,
I like it. There's more. This is more than just a matter of pride as far as this particular match. The winner of this match potentially is going to find himself in line for a CEW heavyweight championship opportunity. How do you handle that pressure? What would winning this match mean for you in your chase for that championship?
This is huge. This match is huge because the reason you get into professional wrestling, the reason you play sports, Hunter, like no matter what sport you play, it's to be the best, it's to win championships. And right now I'm a champion in Tennessee, and I work pretty regular. I wrestle pretty regularly for multiple promotions in Tennessee. I have a couple championships on a couple different promotions. CEW is the only promotion that I wrestle for regularly in Georgia. So if I could become a champion there, that's just checking off another state that I feel like I am the top of the crop, top of the list, top of the roster. So there's a ton of pressure every single match because I put a lot of pressure on myself and I hold myself to a high standard. But I don't treat any opponent differently. But I have had this matchup checked on my calendar for a long, long time, just because I think this is going to be a good one here. It's going to be a huge opportunity for me.
Yeah, and Hunter, he's come up previously. He's come up short in championship title pursuits in CEW as of late.
He blames everyone else.
Do you see this desperation starting to finally break through? Do you think that'll be his downfall, or are you thinking this is going to be the toughest Hunter James he can get yet?
I think this is certainly going to be the toughest Hunter James yet, and I think Hunter James is working really, really hard, and I think he knows that he's stepping in the ring with a real athlete on Saturday night. Unfortunately for him, Shoop trains harder, so I'm more than prepared for what Hunter James is going to throw me. Yes, he's a heck of an athlete, and he's gonna shine early in the match. He's gonna shine. He's gonna set up for a brain buster, which is a very, very dangerous move. And people want to say I'm gonna play dirty, but I'm more than prepared for all of his offense, and I don't expect him to get a ton of it in. I've been scouting him very well, but I think this is gonna be a heck of a matchup that I would say I would probably come out on top of if I was a betting man. So if you bet on these matches, I would put a little bit of money on Shoopy.
Well, Tyler, I don't think that anybody could have said it any better. As we wrap up here, final word is yours, and this is to whether it be Hunter James, the CEW locker room, the CEW fan base. How do you plan to make a statement and talk cheap?
Yeah, I encourage you guys. You guys have 5 days to up and down there. When I was in Savannah back in June, Savannah was, aside from East Tennessee, probably the most disgusting, unhealthiest looking town I've ever seen. You guys have 5 days to commit to the routine. Plan to train a little bit harder. So when I show up on Saturday night, I don't have to look at the disgusting group of pigs that I saw and performed in front of back in June. So please, I just encourage you to commit to the routine, even if it's for 5 days. Train a little bit harder. Push yourself. And if not, this Saturday night, I'll be there to show you guys all, and especially Hunter James, what a real athlete is supposed to look like.
Well, you heard it here first. Again, Talk is Cheap, September 28th. Tyler Shoop taking on Hunter James. Definitely has some CEW heavyweight title implications down the line. Tyler, thank you so much for joining me. Best of luck at Talk is Cheap.
Man. Thank you very much. Talk is cheap. That is right.
Strong words from Tyler Shoop. Podcast Dad, take me through your head, in this match. Again, major implications. We've talked about Hunter James going after the CEW title before and coming up short. Tyler Shoop is looking to redeem himself. He's 0-1 in CEW as well. He had some thoughts about the officiating of his first match in CEW and hoping that that's not a factor here again. And, we're starting to see some of that malcontent bubble to the surface with the officiating team in CEW. So, again, this is a very important match. Do you think that everybody's going to be able to keep it together, get this match in the ring, and make sure that everybody's entertained?
It's a very important match. And yes, the officiating is an issue. And will it pop its ugly head back up into this match? Perhaps. You don't know at this point because it's an ongoing issue. I'm going to pick Hunter James to win this. I did not have the opportunity to talk to Tyler. I'm sure Tyler is a great guy. I had the opportunity to talk to Hunter James. I like what Hunter James does. I think he is one of the brighter stars that we've seen on the independent scene coming up. And I think Hunter James has more to prove at this point. I know Tyler Shoop is a very impressive talent and, again, has a lot to prove. But Hunter James, I think, comes in with a little bit more momentum. I think he wants this a little bit more. Give me Hunter James.
This is a tough one because Hunter has not only spent some time on our CEW coverage before, but he's also been a guest on the Wrestling Junkies podcast a few times, and I like Hunter. I would even go so far as to consider him a friend of the show. But this is the tough one. I mean, we're looking at D1 collegiate athletes. I mean, Hunter James wrestling for UNC, Tyler Shoop, D1 athlete, played football for Penn State. I mean, these are both gentlemen with incredible, impressive athletic pedigrees. I mean, this comes down to who trains harder. I make sure I said it right for Tyler, for the purposes of giving my prediction here. I got to go Tyler Shoop, man. He's going to be on guard this entire time. He's going to have that spidey sense in the back of his head. He's been worried about the referee officiating as of late in CEW. I think that's what's going to take him over the edge here, is that his head's going to be more of a swivel than Hunter. Yes, CEW is home to Hunter James, and he has that sense of comfort, but things can go wrong when you're a little too comfortable, and I don't think that Tyler Shoop is going to go into this match feeling comfortable. So give me Tyler Shoop for the win.
Well, I think that you just proved my point. I think Tyler's a little bit more worried about the officiating than his actual opponent.
That's fair. That's a good point. You won't hear an argument from me. Either way, both of these guys, have worked hard, certainly deserve to be in this conversation for the heavyweight championship. So hell of a match ahead regardless. I just think that when it comes to who wants it more, I think Tyler wants it more.
Okay. Again, agree to disagree, and we're allowed to do that.
We are. This next one, Ryan Rembrandt taking on Pat Roach. It's my understanding that Pat Roach is back from a mission trip of some sort, paid for by the ties of the CEW fan base. And this match was organized by Donald Jakes. So while I am not familiar with Pat Roach or Ryan Rembrandt, as far as their in-ring work within CEW, I know that I want Ryan Rembrandt to kick Pat Roach's ass. Let's be honest, that entire Donald Jakes, Simon Sermon, Chip Skyler collective, righteous as they are not.
You're not going to hear any argument from me. I cannot word anything you just said any better. I'm tired of that collective or whatever they want to call themselves, or whatever they feel like they have control over this company, and they don't. Do they have all the championships right now? Maybe, but your day will come.
All of them.
Your day will come, and if you're associated with the group, I don't care for you. So I agree.
Yeah, kick his ass, Rembrandt. This next one, this is going to be super fun just because this is a rematch that I think you and I were both pretty excited to hear was announced. Mm-hmm. Young Mighty Joe and Dax Anthony once again. Bit of a controversial ending at Legends of Low Country in this match with feet, around the ropes, and should have been a break, but here we are. We are getting the rematch. I mean, this is a David Goliath sort of situation, and we've seen David get the win here. Goliath is angry, and this is Dax is one of the guys that flipped out on the officiating staff after Legends of Low Country. Another layer to this overall event is going to be how the officials feel about how they're being treated by the wrestlers. We've seen this in wrestling before. Wrestlers have gone on strike before.
Yeah, well, you say he was a little angry at the refs, and that's fine. Hey, they missed the call, and it happens. You also got to stop chirping at Bryce on commentary. I think Dax may have may have underestimated Young Mighty Joe because he's a relatively newcomer and doesn't have a ton of experience in CEW, and maybe that caught up with Dax. So Dax, are you 100% focused this time on your opponent that was able to beat you? Yes, controversially, but at the end of the day, your shoulders were still down for 3. Yes, you got the foot on the rope, but your shoulders were still down. With that being said, I think Dax is going to be 100% focused on his opponent this time around, and I think he's going to take care of business. Young Mighty Joe, I like you. I think you are in for a big year, next year and in 2025 and beyond. But I think you may have pissed off Goliath, like you just said, and I think he's going to be uber angry and uber focused on getting a win.
Yeah, I can't disagree with anything that you just said. This was, again, surprise win for Young Mighty Joe last month, and glad that he got it here. But yeah, Dax is going to be pretty angry. In these types of matches with these size differentials, Lightning very rarely strikes twice. Give me Dax Anthony for the win here.
Hey, we agreed.
That happens. Now it's time to talk about our favorite members of the roster here, our boys Exotic Youth. First up, we have got Shug D taking on Cornelius Pepperbottom. Pepperbottom may be too busy and too good to come hang out with the wrestling junkies compared to the rest of Exotic Youth. But this is a fun match right here. Shug D has been on a bit of a skid in CEW as of late. Is looking to right the ship with Pepperbottom. We just saw Peps and Zach Mosley coming off a win against Simon Sermon and Donald Jakes. I still can't believe that.
That happened.
That was a match that happened.
That happened. We all saw it, and that happened.
Yeah.
Oh, this one pains me.
I know.
This one pains me. I'm gonna take Shug D.
Yeah.
I've seen Shug D live. I have not seen Cornelius Pepperbottom live. I've seen Shug D live, and I think we're gonna get a very desperate Shug D. And when I've seen a desperate Shug D, he does whatever it takes to win. And he wants to get off this skid. Yep. He's going to get off this skid by any means necessary.
Yeah, I mean, we have seen him, with the likes of Tyler Stevens, Casey Owens, and their collective. I mean, they are nothing to
sneeze at.
See, that's better. I like that. Look at you being all family friendly.
You're welcome. This is a family show. I like to remind everybody that.
Yeah,
it is. It's a family show. But yeah, no. I just think Shug D needs the win more. Is going to want the win more, is going to do whatever it takes to get this win more.
Yeah, and at this point, what we're also forgetting, is and again, as much as I love Peps as well, PWI the 500 just came out. Shug D made number 73 this year, so he is the 73rd best wrestler on the planet as we sit here right now, according to the rankings that have been put out by Pro Wrestling Index. That means a lot going into this match here. And I got to give it to Pepsi. Is to quote Jim Ross, he's tougher than a $2 steak. But
may have bit off a little bit more than he could chew with this one.
Yeah, I think that Shug D gets the win here. Peps isn't going to make it easy on him. That's for damn sure. But ultimately, I do think Shug D gets the win.
Yes, I agree.
Next match is a little different here. We got Zach Mosley taking on Dylan Lessend, and this is another one. Again, coming off of the win against Donald Jakes and Simon Sermon at Legends of the Low Country. Dylan Lessend coming off of the loss to Nikki Yates. Spent a little too much time worrying about his social media following and being live, and we talked about this on After the Empire that it's one thing to be excited about the capacity crowd that they had last month. I mean, it's great for them because these crowds are getting larger and larger by the month. However, your job is to wrestle a match. Your job is to collect wins. If you want to be a social media influencer, you can go do that without wrestling. But if you're going to marry the two, then you need to be getting the wins, and that's not what happened here. I mean, again, Zach Mosley, we know him well, and it's this. We know he's not taking Lessend lightly by any stretch of the imagination. But I think ultimately Mosley gets the win here. With everything that's going on with the Jakes and Sermon collect, I don't know what the hell to call these guys.
Crap.
I'm just gonna call them the collect. Okay.
Just call them the crap.
I'm not gonna do that.
I'll do it. That's fine. I'll do it. You don't show up to defend your tag titles. One doesn't even show up to the building. I'll do it. Crap. Coward. Whatever you want to call it. Crap.
Where are they getting the money to function anyway?
Look, everything we just talked about, Zach Mosley doesn't give a damn about your social media following. He doesn't care what you're doing on Twitch. He's there to wrestle and win matches. Zach Mosley is going to win because, Dylan, you're way too worried about what you're doing on social media. Zach Mosley doesn't care. Zach Mosley wins.
Well said. Well said.
It's pretty straightforward.
Yeah. But it's main event time. CEW Heavyweight Championship. We've got Austin Towers taking on Randall Reno III, not to be confused with Randy Reno somehow, I guess. Mr. Reno III did regain his CEW Heavyweight Championship at Legends of Low Country, defeating CT Keys in the main event. He got by with a little help from his friends. And they're crap, but they do have the advantage going into this match here now that gold is back home.
No, they do. They do. And yeah, I think we've asked what's the difference between Randall Reno and Randall Reno III. Nobody knows. Nobody cares. I don't care at this point. Austin Towers, that's a big boy. You're stepping in there with somebody that, like, I'm terrified of. When he steps in the ring, I'm terrified of him. You just lost to CT Keys. Yeah. I predicted CT Keys was going to win, and he won by hell or high water, and then he unfortunately lost that title. Dude, Austin Towers ain't nobody to mess with. We've seen it. No. We've seen it before. We've had guests on our show say that to us. I think Bryce was one of those that said something to us about that.
Yep.
I don't know how they're going to do it, but in my gut, Reno's going to retain because they're some kind of crap.
They're going to cheat. They're going to cheat. Yes. That's how he's going to win. Is they're basically they're going to cheat. That's exactly what it is that they're going to do. And I don't. I mean, hey, if you're going to call them out, if you're going to call them crap, I'll call them cheaters. That's exactly what it is that they are. They can call it whatever they can want. They can justify it however the hell they want. But that's
Triple C, the crap coward cheaters.
The crap coward cheating collective.
Oh, the quad C.
You know how we do.
I don't know how we do. I don't know what that means, but okay.
No, it's fine. It's fine. It's okay.
They're gonna cheat, and he's gonna win. Somebody needs to put these guys in their place. I want Austin Towers to do it because that's a big man, and he will run through everybody. I think the numbers are gonna catch up.
Yeah, I mean, this is one of those things that I don't know when, I don't know where, but I feel a reckoning coming.
It's coming
for Sermon, Skyler, Jakes, Reno, Pat Roach. Now that he's back from some mission trip or whatever, it's coming. I don't know when, but storm's gonna rain down on them.
100%, 100%. You don't just keep getting away with this crap.
Well, that's going to do it for us for this episode of Coastal Countdown. Breaking down Talk is Cheap. Again, VFW Post 660 in Savannah, Georgia this weekend. $20 front row tickets. You really can't beat it. I mean, incredible roster, incredible matches here. We like most of the guys here. But, I mean, regardless, incredible night of action here. These crowds are getting larger by the month. So make sure you're showing your support. Do your thing. Buy your tickets. Be loud. Have fun, enjoy wrestling, even if you do have to put up with the likes of Reno and a couple of other guys the podcast dad doesn't want me to name, or else he's going to pop that little vein in the side of his neck. So, again, without further ado, make sure you're following us at Junkies Pod for all things Wrestling Junkies podcast and Coastal Countdown. And After the Empire, we are the official coverage of Coastal Empire Wrestling. Enjoy wrestling, have fun, support each other. We'll even be relatively nice to these guys if they ever want to come back on the show. But until then, I guess let me do that again. So we got 4 minutes before the other show. That's going to do it for us for tonight on this episode of Coastal Countdown, VFW Post 660. Remember, $20 front row tickets. You really can't beat it. Make sure you're following at Junkies Pod for all things Wrestling Junkies podcast and for our continuing coverage of Coastal Empire Wrestling. Remember, have fun, be loud, enjoy wrestling, be kind. For the podcast dad, I'm Mr. Cincinnati. This has been Coastal Countdown. We'll see you guys with After the Empire.